Today, we want to take a look at how different people are and how easy it is to judge them based on our differences. We specifically look at how to know your own style, multiple generations in the workplace, different styles, and how we remove judgment. So, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified when we post new videos. We have quite a good selection coming up in a few weeks that you just don't want to miss. I've been a professional coach since 2007, and I've coached hundreds of people. I've helped many of them discover what makes them happy and what they really enjoy. And that's really helped them grow in their career and in their leadership abilities. Plus, they feel much more fulfilled than ever. See, this will set you and them up for success like you've never imagined. So let's talk first about knowing your own style. Because we all have different preferences and opinions. In fact, that's actually what we would expect. All of those viewpoints are completely valid, but it does mean that to create a culture that works for everyone, we need to be able to understand one another, appreciate those differences, and find solutions and common ground when problems arise. Today, we're going to start that work by learning a new way to understand ourselves and one another. We'll start by thinking a little more broadly about our own tendencies. So, which of these two tendencies are you? Are you fast-paced and outspoken? Other words that could describe this tendency are active, assertive, dynamic, and bold. Or are you cautious and reflective? Other words that could describe this tendency are moderate-paced, calm, methodical, and thoughtful. Now, let's see what happens if I ask you to think about yourself in a different way. Here's a different set of tendencies. Are you questioning and skeptical? Other words that describe this tendency are logic-focused, objective, reserved, and challenging. Or are you accepting and warm? Other words that fit here are people-focused, empathizing, receptive, and agreeable. So far, you've plotted yourselves based on two different tendencies. Now, let's see what happens when we consider both at the same time. When we look at them together, four distinct regions or styles form. If you plotted yourself as fast-paced and outspoken and questioning and skeptical, you fit in the upper left quadrant. If you plotted yourself as fast-paced and outspoken and accepting and warm, you fit in the upper right quadrant. If you plotted yourself as cautious and reflective and accepting and warm, you fit in the lower right quadrant. And if you plotted yourself as cautious and reflective and questioning and skeptical, you fit in the lower left quadrant. This helps us to understand our style, and we can also use this exercise to determine the general style of others. This is important because we're all different with different styles. None of our styles are right or wrong, better or worse, good or bad. They're just different. And did you know that today there are 5 generations in the workplace? 5 generations with work styles that are very different. So traditionalists tend to be linear and follow the rules, thinking that change is necessary mainly when something is broken. Or baby boomers who like a structured organization, but they challenge the rules and yet cautious about change. Members of Gen X tend to be flexible and want to change the rules and see change as opportunity. Millennials have a more fluid work style. They expect to create the rules with change equaling improvement. Finally, members of Gen Z are agile and they seek balanced rules. They see change as simply reality. See, this is one of the contributors to how we judge others because we're all different. If you can adopt the attitude that we're not better or worse, righter or wronger, we're just different, it will help take the judgment out of the workplace and make it a more fun environment. So have you struggled with understanding coworkers that are different from you? Have you judged others because they're different? If so, give us a shout out in the comments below. Tell us your story. We'd love to hear about it. We all have different work styles. We're all familiar with assessments that show your employees' strengths and where they fall on a work style or behavior chart. In full disclosure, I use one in my coaching practice. So, regardless of the model you're using, though, know that people typically don't have just one style. There are many different work styles out there. And whether you have experienced employees or whether you have new hires, people's work styles can change over time. The work style of someone on your team before the pandemic could be completely different now than how they prefer to work today. Managing your employees' different work styles isn't an easy task, but one thing's for sure, there's no such thing as one size fits all leadership. So adapt your style to get the most out of the people around you. Put the right person in the right job. It's your job as the leader to understand what motivates your people. Putting them in the right position and giving them an environment where they can succeed is crucial to their success and to yours. So set a clear vision for the team. It's important to play to your people's strengths and direct their energy toward common goals. So how do we stop judging when they're different from us? So as beneficial as work style assessments are, remember that it's not about putting people into buckets or boxes, or it's about finding out what motivates them, where their passion lies, and using their strengths to build a better workforce. Keep in mind, you don't have to guess what your people need to succeed. Just ask them. Let them know you're there to support them. You hired them to do a job, so give them the tools and the support that they need to do it. You might open the dialogue like this. Hey, what can I do to help you do your job more effectively? But then don't forget to listen. If it'll make them more successful and therefore you and your company more successful, give it some consideration. You may not be able to provide everything they desire, but knowing what they need and assuring them you're trying to help them succeed can really lead to much higher employee satisfaction and engagement. Are you struggling with being judgmental, maintaining focus, or getting off that hamster wheel chasing success? Well, check out my free course called Busyness versus Mindfulness. You'll begin to learn to create your best life and career. We talk about what causes busyness in our life and how can we take control of that. So, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell to get notified when we post new videos. That way, you won't miss this coming week video. You're going to really want to see it.